Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe. Today we're playing GURPS 4th edition, specifically the Frozen Gods. The group are heading north. Well, they already are north. Let's introduce everyone first, shall we? We've got James.
Hey, I'm James. I am playing Archibald Smith.
We've got...
And
Oh, no, sorry, you got something more for us, Archie.
no, I thought I did, but I don't.
Okay, fair enough. We've got Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I'm playing Lady Katya, and I think she's going to do fantastically in the Frozen Wildernesses. Clearly.
Oh yeah, you were born for this, Lady Katya.
Absolutely.
We've got Tara.
Hi, I'm Tara. I play Etho, and in real life, I biffed a parkour thing today and totally fell, and no one noticed.
Nice.
That's a story for another time.
Why would you tell everybody on the internet that?
Well, it didn't matter. None of my coworkers listened to this, so. But yeah, I biffed it, but I was like, I went into a roll and was like, ta-da! And they're like, wow, that was so cool. Yeah, but totally screwed it.
I see. We've got Everoth.
Hello, I am Everett. Today playing for you the old man Butchert, who's gonna try his best not to freeze to death today.
Sounds good. Sounds perfect. And finally, have we got me? Did I say me? I'm Luke. I'm the GM. I'm going to be not actively trying to kill these people. I just want to see what they do. And if they die doing it, that's unfortunate. And I'll be sad about it, probably.
Isn't that GURPS though? Like,
In that GURPS. Ain't that just GURPS?
That's just the way GURPS is set up.
Correct. Well, so, last session, you headed north out of Rochelle Boar after clearing that mine and collecting your monies for it. Your companion kind of just disappeared. He left. He did not want it. Too cold for him. He's used to southern heat. And he's going to head back and look into the bandits, is what he told you, I believe.
Oh, so we did just lose him permanently, everyone? Is it just us four now? Like, real life?
Maybe.
I believe so.
I was going to ask Z Warrior if he wanted to join us, and then maybe get someone else, because it looks like we're struggling to get Jared as well, unfortunately.
Ah, four's fine. We're killing it.
Crushing it.
I like 4. The only thing that I don't like about 4 is if one of us has to miss a session,
Yep.
everybody winds up
Mhm.
like,
The best thing about 5 players is when you're missing one, you're at 4.
yeah. Like, but eventually you get down to 3, and it's like, this is difficult.
And Z Warrior's a creepy perv. He likes to listen a lot. So he, even when he is there, it's almost like he's not sometimes. I love Z Warrior. If you're listening, I love you, Z Warrior. Please join
miss
this
you.
game.
We miss you.
We'd have to get RPG burn. Oh well. So, yeah, last time you pressed on north, you pushed your horses to get to the Frostvale permanent military camp in the centre of Frostvale Valley. Let's go over and have a glance at the map, shall we? Boop, boop. And on approach at dusk, you saw a very large bear, a dire bear. Huge, ferocious beasts, 30 yards long. And it was circling the camp. You managed to outrun it on your horses by timing your approach to the front gate, and they let you in promptly. Princess Matilda has been holed up here for the better part of a week because this bear's been hanging around last couple of days. Click, click. The
And
bear.
it
Oop.
was like a magically diseased, crazed dire bear too.
That is correct. You actually.
I believe there is like a matching glow to the north.
Would after that 5, would I have a chance to make more of the fire jars?
It depends. We'll get to that shortly. I know the fight ended. Did you all get some rest before the prince showed up, or did he show up immediately after the fight?
I think he pretty much just showed up like right after the fight.
Yeah,
Well, no.
because I remember you burning the body. I think you'd gone back into camp. I think it might have been more like
Mhm.
noon when he showed up.
Yeah, I think we all just kind of relaxed for an hour, and then the
Yeah.
trumpet sounded.
It was pretty short thereafter, though, because we weren't planning on waiting for him.
Aha, so yeah, it must have just been an hour or so later. You probably took an extra nap. People who'd been up at night, trap planning.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Boshit, had you been helping with the traps?
If they ask me to, of course.
I don't know if you'd have been directly asked. So you could have been making more of your Molotov cocktails overnight.
I think he actually was making Molotov cocktails overnight.
Did
Yeah,
we
you
already
just
do
didn't-
that?
You didn't give him an amount, I don't think.
No, I think he did. I think he made like a couple, and then we used them like almost
Yes.
immediately.
We used them for the battle, but I haven't had a chance after the battle to make more. But
Oh
yeah,
no, you didn't have a chance because you were healing everyone.
yes.
Oh, that's right.
So you
Yeah.
would need to wait. We would need to hang around for another day, which I'm cool with.
But aye. So the prince has arrived. The smell of breakfast is in the air. There's various cooks around the camp, getting pots of a hearty porridge breakfast with dried fruits in it, lots of honey. Super sweet and sugary. Really goes well with the ale that they're drinking.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure Archie is also joining in on the food.
But the prince rolls in past the smouldering bear carcass, rides up and dismounts next to his sister, who is here.
Lady Katya will definitely be here.
Budget will be working.
I think Archie's probably there. This seems like something he'd be there for.
I am not, unless I'm forced to be.
I wouldn't force you to be. There's no NPC forcing you to be.
So I sit outside and glare at certain people walking by.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Oh, need to mute stream a second.
So yeah, we're so yeah, but yeah, any specific I gotta mute my phone. Any specific royalties that I know of get a not quite pleasant look.
Sorry for putting you all on spot there.
No worries.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's the last one. He dismounts and he nods to his sister. Says, "Looks like you dealt with the problem on your own. This was quite the hike we had to get here, you know." And yeah, that's what I wanted to say to you, Tara. The prince, along with 6 like heavy knights carrying lancers on massive horses, along with like 24 pikemen, marched in through the gates behind him.
Okay. I watched. You know, I'll actually keep an eye on what's going on in there because I have a feeling that something might be going down. You
Okay.
can't trust royalty.
Fair enough. Tell me, did I bring a large enough detachment? And Matilda just like, well, it was dealt with, thankfully, by our new guests. And he looks at both of you, finally. Normally expects to only have commoners in front of him. I don't think you've actually seen this person before. How rude of me. Prince Cedric Ettenquell. How long have you been at court again, Katya?
Less than a month.
Okay, yeah, you've never met this guy before.
Yeah, he's probably been up here for the entire time she's been there.
You've seen his portrait, though.
Mhm.
It says, "Oh, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with?"
Lady Katya, Your Majesty.
Lady Katya of House...
Ettenwell.
Oh,
From the Far Salt.
very good. Great to see you. And,
Likewise, thank you for coming to our assistance.
of course, young lady. When I heard that my sister was in danger along with, the Frostvale Valley camp, I knew, of course, I must set off immediately, regardless, he turns his head back to his sister, of the fact that we were verging on a major discovery in the ruins to the east. One other person is dismounting his horse now, and he removes his helmet. And Matilda immediately introduces him to you by saying, "Ugh, Sir Wyatt Van. Great to see you." And he just does a really slimy smile. It's gross. It definitely sends a shudder down my spine.
Yeah, shudder.
And he says, "Oh, princess. Of course, I had to come and see this bear for myself. It's a shame that it's been destroyed. Whose handiwork is that, by the way? And whom is this gentleman of the cloth?" He's looking you up and down, Archie.
Archie, sir.
Archie? Are you a peasant,
Archie.
lad?
No,
Archibald,
sir.
he expects your full title.
I am Archibald Smith, Bishop.
Uh-huh. And what business have you in Frostvale Valley fighting giant bears?
Hey, we were just heading more north. Our business is our own. I don't trust this guy. I'm not telling him anything.
He frowns right hard at you. Lady Katya. He bows deeply at you, Katya.
She smiles and does the proper
Mm-hmm.
curtsy, but it's pure training.
Muscle memory.
Sir Wyatt, it's yes.
You've got current affairs, probably. Area of
She does.
knowledge. Yeah, give me current affairs. You've probably got it in the exact specialty I need. Otherwise, I'll apply relevant modifiers in my brains.
Sure. Probably not the exact specialty. She is not an IQ build.
I do love the occasional IQ build, though.
Absolutely.
Last game I did, I was like insane level IQ build.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch it, go check out our archives. Wind Waker. It was a lot of fun.
Raker, not Waker.
Oh yeah,
Raker.
Raker. Sorry. Whoops.
GG. Good game, though.
Watch me plug things wrong.
And I got a couple more ideas in the work. Eventually, I'll have another game.
Oh, yeah. If you're working on what you suggested to me, be excited, everybody. Okay, so you actually succeeded, Katya, by exactly the amount I needed. And
Excellent.
This guy is pretty famous. He he was born a commoner, but he came up strong, and he actually fought the giants about 15 years ago, I want to say. They were kind of a skirmish between a group of giants and people, the expedition that actually discovered those ruins in the east. And he was victorious there, pretty much. It was thanks to him that the giants were slain.
Sure, he was instrumental in conquering that area.
Mm-hmm. It's like the entire reason that that place exists is because of him. And the king actually gave him that land. Like, that technically belongs to Sir Wyatt.
Oh, wow.
With the caveat that any Tove artifacts are to be delivered to the king and then distributed as he sees fit, given to the church where necessary.
Of course.
Sure. Have you had any luck recently?
Oh, but we have had incredible luck. There's been a breakthrough. We've not found any more chambers in the past 10 years. It's been a real struggle. But just this week, we broke through into a whole new section of antechambers that we had not discovered before. The place...
Congratulations. You must be excited.
Oh, but of course. And we were getting ready to mount an expedition into them when we received your falcon.
Well, that is one of the advantages of buildings. They tend to stay there and wait.
Yes.
But I'm sorry you were diverted. I'm sure you're looking forward to getting back.
I am indeed. But what is your business in the north, Lady Katya?
Ours. I mumble behind him.
How close
It's
are you?
not like it.
I'm at the door.
He
Katya
doesn't
kinda
hear
roll-
you. He does not hear you. Go on,
We're
Katya.
heading further north, where it's something of a search and rescue mission.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Who's...
I don't suppose you have any suggestions about the giants in that area.
They're dangerous, brutish creatures. And you should be careful of them. I've seen to the north that there's giants nearby. I have half a mind to go slaughter them with the force we have behind us, but the prince is unwilling.
Well, you do have a different mission in front of you.
It is true. I am very anxious to delve into those ruins.
Mm-hmm. And as glorious as it would be to deal with the giants, you do have your duty.
I do. Who are you searching for, by the way?
She looks to the princess for sort of permission/guidance.
The princess turns and she's been talking with her brother.
Fair. At which point, Katya kind of shrugs and...
A kind of subtle argument, but she does notice you looking over and, like, kind of realizes who you've been trapped talking to. And she's like,
That's very good of her.
What's this? Oh, they're looking for that Edgar fellow. You must know him. And he like rolls his eyes and he's like, oh yes, that fool.
Cool. In what way?
Fool! I splurt out without thinking. And then look immediately at the ground.
He will hear you and spin around and frown.
He is no fool.
He rolls his eyes and just kind of ignores you, turns straight back to Katya and says, the search and rescue is his foolish effort, Lady Katya. He will surely be dead. He's been too old to be doing this for a decade. I told him as such in person many times.
Well,
He
you
is-
see, we've got his will, and before we can serve the call of his will, we must be sure that he is in fact deceased.
You have the man's will, you say?
Well, not on us, but
Actually, I think we do have it on us.
Now your presence here makes perfect sense, Bishop. My apologies for my curtness earlier.
perhaps you can educate us?
Yes, if you could point us in a direction that might lead us to Edgar more quickly, we could more quickly be on our way out of this frozen hellhole.
Or at a minimum, explain what we're doing here. I'm a bit confused myself.
We climb, we find him, we leave. Simple.
Well... Oh, my voice is going all wrong. You've influenced me.
I have?
All of you. Too many voices in my head. Get out. Okay.
Does my really bad combination of like multiple UK accents
Randall.
help that at all?
It was the slimy man's voice. I'm looking for Mr. Slimy. There he is.
Mr. Slimy Man, perhaps you can explain why it makes sense to you now? It doesn't make
Oh.
sense to me.
I see. If Edgar is missing, then it will be impossible to determine his will, and Edgar has an object of great value.
The peasants seem very interested in his sword. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out for it.
What does his will state is to be done with the blade?
Was that mine?
He's to be buried with it, out of character.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to ask the people back in the capital.
I'm pretty sure I've read the will.
You've all read it.
Well, if,
Yeah.
if you know, you're welcome to tell him.
Yeah,
But don't feel
Well-
compelled.
what,
Yeah, I don't.
Lady Katya is clearly lying about lots of things in this conversation.
oh, yeah, that's a good point. Although, I don't lie, so... Yeah, let me just check something. Yep, speak the truth, always. The man is to be buried with it.
That is a terrible shame. And I presume the king will interfere.
It's a matter that is out of the king's hands.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that goes that far, but he might be
I
reasoned with.
mean, the church, like, I'm presuming the church here works a lot like Rome, right?
Yeah, but the king's will is God's will.
It is God's will.
Yeah, they are. The Ettenquells were divinely chosen to rule this land when they sailed here and defeated the giants and plopped castle down in Salt Dock.
And what is the position of the
Oh.
church under the king?
They make a lot of money and pay him a lot of taxes, and he likes that.
Okay,
Okay.
then in that case, I probably would have responded more like, well, it was the man's last will and testament. I'm sure the king will hear reason.
We shall see. I'm compelled to send him a letter. But
Well, I'm sure he'll appreciate the insight of an expert.
I spoke
But
with the man 3 months ago. I've no need to hinder your journey.
Did he mention what he was looking into when you spoke to him?
He did indeed. He stated he is certain of a location of ruins. And I'm meant to name this mountain because it's a pretty significant mountain in the scenery. Visible from your current location.
Dragon's Claw? Dragon's Tooth?
Dragon's Kid.
Widowmaker?
The Widowmaker. Placeholder.
I got Mirrored Pinnacle, Dana Vista, War Steed Heights.
I need an ancient Greek sounding thing.
Romanus?
Terramagus?
Terramagus. Is that like magic soil? Magic rock?
Katya looks to our guide and says, "Is that where we're headed?"
I'll nod.
Good, then we're not lost yet.
How are you at climbing, Lady Katya?
I can do it. Probably. Maybe. We have some rope. It should be okay.
Well, if you're following him, you'll probably find half his pitons already stuck in the cliff face.
And that will make it easier?
Good luck getting there. This winter's going to be a bad one. My voice has changed. I've gone to the generic NPC fantasy voice I always do.
Yes, you have. He's got this sneery voice.
It's hard to be slimy all the time.
Slime, I don't like it. I don't like being slimy.
I think I got it for you there, Luke.
You got it?
It's
in
on the
Discord.
Discord.
Too long. I like Terramagus, but Thanato is pretty good. I think that just means death.
Yeah, that works pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanato. Every
That's
day.
ominous sounding.
I've said this yesterday. I said it the day before. Every day I wish I took Ancient Greek at university. It were a legit module that I could have taken in every year. Dumbass. Why did I not take Ancient Greek? Umbrella Academy. That's what made me wish I took Ancient Greek. I'm digesting.
Yeah, but it's basically Earth Mage in Latin.
Nice.
It has many names. It is a rock of many names. Yes, I have no interest in pursuing that path. He was a friend with the giants. You do know that, don't you?
We knew we spoke with him, so it makes sense.
I had many arguments with the man about those foul creatures. I'll tell you what I always told him. Nothing with a soul would rip a person apart as such as I have seen.
I think Archie, like, cocks ahead and, like, his eyes get wide and, like, you've never been on crusade, sir.
But that's all beside the point. So we appreciate your advice. Thank you.
Yes. The prince, he turns back to the prince. We should feed the men and return immediately, your grace. It is in our best interests. And he... honestly, Wyatt, I don't think I'm going to go back with you. I think I'm going to be going south. But I shall stay in touch by falcon. And you may keep the pikeman, of course. He actually smiles a bit at that. In fact, roll body language, everyone. Who's got it?
Can I detect lies?
I wasn't sure if you were there, but you can have arrived by now and be listening
Oh,
in.
sorry. Yeah, I was working. Not sure if when.
You don't know how hard I'm fighting the urge right now just to close this door and light it on fire.
Ow. Burnt my nose. Ew, I can smell my burnt nose hair. Gross. Okay.
Who's getting the credit for taking the bear down?
I believe
know
Archibald
Archie's-
got the credit.
Yeah,
Well,
it's you for sure.
okay.
Actually, yeah, that's a good question that the prince just asks straight up. Who gets credit for the bear? Who killed that thing? You said it's because of these showing up. So it was you, Bishop Archibald? He sexism glances straight over you, catch you.
I mean, she looks to Archibald when he asks also, because she also has the sexism.
Yeah. What's it called? Internal bias?
Pretty much, yeah.
The plan was mine.
Implicit
But,
bias.
The plan was mine, but the execution was everybody's. Lady Katya is quite the fierce creature.
Oh, sure. Don't mention Etho.
I rode a horse. That was hardly heroic.
Goodness gracious, Lady Katya, you faced the bear yourself on horseback.
I ran from the beast myself on horseback. That's not the same thing.
Lady Katya, we all ran from that beast on horseback.
Spit. Big old spit.
Like, as soon as you spit, a bunch of the soldiers, like, try and do bigger spits than you.
Yeah,
You just
and
dribble.
you get a little bit of a, not like an angry at you glare, but you definitely get a glare, Archie.
No
Boy,
one really
and,
notices.
and our guide is also was also on the field. Even old man bullshit there came running.
Oh, I don't think Bashit's in here. I think he's making Molotov cocktails.
Actually, if this
Yeah.
were about an hour after he'd started, he would have just finished one and might be stretching his legs about now.
Oh, okay.
So I got one.
Roll me chemistry first to make sure.
Sure.
Yep, you've got one.
Awesome. And the tree empties. Yeah,
And we-
he'll. Sorry, go on.
No, go for it. I was going to move on to a different topic. If you have something to add, go for it.
Oh no, he's just looking around, just trying to see what was the last thing he caught up on. Hearing voices, he opens the door with another one of those fire flasks and just puts him with the others.
So yeah, the last thing you heard, you asked if you could roll detect lies. It was.
Yeah.
He was extremely pleased about the. He was like, "Oh, very well." When the prince said he was going to be going south, and yeah, he's super happy about that.
He appreciates the lack of oversight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he seems like a good guy. What did he comes in, puts the flask with the rest, and bows to the nobles, and just seems to just take a small break, a little bit on the side, not trying to interrupt or anything. Trying to make himself not notice.
Well, you're all heroes for certain, says the prince, and he'll turn and call, and I need a name, and I will go with No.
Yep. It's a good name, but it's claimed.
I would just like name for a squire, name for squire, name for squire, not pod, not pod, not pod.
Vic.
Era appropriate. Oh, have I got a character already?
Squirk.
Squirk.
Lump.
Lump is good. Lump. And that'll be his surname. He's finally catching up. He's got like a bunch of heavy bags on him. He's wearing chainmail. And he was kind of at the back of the phalanx with the 6 other squires that are there. And he... yes, my lord. Right away, your grace. And he pulls out his parchment. To take down the names for a letter that I plan to write this evening. We have Archibald Smith, Lady Katia Ettinquell, this Botchit, the old man Botchit. Do you have any other names, sir?
Last name would just be Miodomel, but nothing important.
Lump's just like, I've got it, sir. And you mentioned a guide.
Yes, our guide, Etho. She's by the doorway.
He kind of finally notices you proper. And he's just like, turns his nose up immediately.
Picking my teeth with my giant scary claws, just to make it note so he notices them.
It could have been worse, but he's still not impressed.
Snooty fuck.
He says, and Etho. Yes, very good.
Love how he didn't even ask for a last name. He just did not care that much at all.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly
Zero
peasants.
shits were
Doesn't
given
matter.
this day.
Well, yes. We shall be having breakfast and getting on our way.
Katia nods.
I close the door very loudly and like walk away.
You weren't. You were outside for this conversation.
I was.
Everyone was outside for this conversation.
Oh,
It
I
was.
thought they were in the like hut thing.
We've
Right.
been imagining it different because I didn't describe great, probably.
Yep.
But that's
Like the courtyard area as the guys arrived, probably.
yeah.
I thought it was one of those longhouses.
It clearly didn't make a difference. I'm glad we all imagined it different.
True.
We told like 5 different stories just now.
Sir Vaughn, do you mind if I ask you something potentially delicate?
Of course, milady. He sneers creepily, thinking that you're flirting with him.
She's good at ignoring that kind of stuff. You had mentioned it's important that the sword is recovered. Is there a reason? Why is it important? Is it an artifact of some sort?
Oh, this isn't quite the question I thought I was about to be asked.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're too far north, and we're heading out as soon as we can. There's no time for that kind of stuff.
His brows drop significantly, and he's like, "I see."
Sorry.
Yes. There's a twofold power to that sword. It's enchanted the locals of Rochelbourg significantly. They hang on Edgar's every word, and yet he makes no use of his power. He could be knighted by the king, or praised by the church to bishop or beyond, but instead he chooses only to look for these fugumbos. I didn't have a word left, so I just made one up.
That is tragic, but it sounds like the second power is the more significant one.
The blade has an uncanny sharpness to it. I've seen him fight with it. Only once. He was extremely protective of the blade. He wouldn't let a single soul hold it, and he always had it close. If it's separated from him, then I assure you he's dead.
Did Etho actually storm off?
No, I thought we were going to. I thought I was gonna make a loud noise, but
Sure.
if we're outside, then I'm just sitting there staring.
Katya glances to Etho and says, "It's possible he was just unconscious. Maybe. Maybe?
He's not dead.
But thank you. That's good to know. I can definitely see why you're concerned about his recovery."
Looking back up to the acting check. What was that second one you made for? I see.
Oh, I have a habit of making a new roll for really blatant lies.
Okay.
Those are all rolls for lying in the course of the scene.
Oh yeah, I see a couple. You're alright. Look, can you give me one more just now, please?
Sure. Oh,
Don't forget though the IQ differential.
What's your IQ, Lady
even
Katya?
worse. 10.
I think you only get hit on it if it's I don't think you get hit on it. I think it's just if you're higher, you get a bonus. I don't think
That's
it drops you lower, but I could be wrong.
Well, he simply leaves it at that. He doesn't say anything else on the matter.
sure.
He says, I will keep you no longer, for I want to return back shortly. And if I find anything beautiful down there, I'll be certain to send it your way, as such is befitting a person.
Thank you. I appreciate you keeping me in your thoughts.
He bows deeply again, and clunks away in his heavy armour, and his squire's finally running up and doing the straps behind him.
As they're all walking away, Katya mouths, "Wow."
Once he is out of earshot, I will mumble loud enough that she can hear it, but I can't. But he can't. Pillager scum.
I'll look over at Etho and be like, I think we have finally found something that we can both agree on. Do you not like that, man?
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I am killing time with my voice. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Singing a song about killing time with his voice. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Do you need any more? Oh, okay, I was gonna keep going.
So, as was stated last session and referenced in that interaction, there is smoke to the north that has been referred to as a giant's fire by two people now. And I believe in the last session you decided you were going to go and try and talk to him.
Yeah, I think that was the plan.
Alrighty. And you've also decided to leave the horses behind.
I think we'll have a heated discussion about that, but we don't need to actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And your current gear is £78, but you could reduce this. It depends how long you think it's going to take you. So,
Well, we can always ditch it as needed as we get up there, like true Mount Everest climbers, making a mess as you climb.
Yeah, start with all the gear, and at some point you'll be like, don't need this! Chuck! So what if it's pristine landscape?
It's still a valid question, though. Etho, do you have any idea how long this trip is going to take?
Looking at all of you, go, and she just says, "Long while."
Oh, good. Apologies. On a more
Chug goes-
serious note, it is very weather dependent. But you ought to be able to reach the foothills and like there's a way through to that mountain that
Could bring. I'm sorry. Could bring soldier up foothills horse, guide back. Save time.
I like that idea a lot. Are the Graces still nearby?
Yeah, they're sticking around for a little while.
Your Grace, she says in the direction of both of them. Because
They both turn and they're like, and the prince says, "Yes, Lady Catcher."
would it be possible for us to borrow a footman or two to bring the horses back when we reach a point where we can't keep them?
Of course, I see no problem with that whatsoever.
Thank you.
Throwing your weight around. Good call.
Lump, he turns. Go and speak to a few of the men. I'm thinking Godric, Osbert, Wilbert, Punbert, Dickbert, maybe Dilbert, and see who would be interested in returning with their horses once they reach the mountains. He went horse
We only need
because
to
he's
really remember the name Bert.
Well, it's a
smoking
last
weed.
name.
No, I don't.
The Burt family has a long-standing tradition of military service.
They're
I
all brothers. They're all identical twins.
like Nurse Jenny from Pokemon.
I was thinking more like Shu, only actually not
Shu?
just one crazy dude.
And what
From
about
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah.
who's the officer? Officer
Officer
Jenny. Wait, what? They're the same person.
Nurse Joy. Sorry, I got
Nurse Joy.
Officer
Nurse Joy.
Jenny.
Thank you. My
Officer
brain.
Jenny. Nurse Joy. I did it too.
Whew, you broke me for a second though, because I got real confused. Okay. So yes.
Want to check out Smoke first or go?
I think somebody said that the smoke might be from the Giants, and we are going to try to talk to them. She doesn't sound convinced of this plan.
The Giants do seem to be the last ones to know where he was. They got his sword somehow. I think we'd be wise to speak with them.
Old man. Bring
Yes?
booms.
I go back then. Good time for a break. Now he goes back into his room and thus, can I do another chemistry?
It depends how long you're going to be sticking about. It takes you an hour to make one of them things.
What time is it?
What
I can
time
only
is it?
make a max.
It's still before noon.
Okay.
I can only make a maximum of 3 because I'm out of jars after that.
Oh, you could raid their pantry, man.
Yeah,
If I could raid the
they got plenty of jars here.
If I could raid the pantry, I can do 9 more. That would be 9 hours.
But
Like,
we
how
want
many
to talk
do
to
we
the
need?
Giants.
You're already kind of tired as well.
So how many more can I make until we go to sleep?
Or until you leave
Reasonably.
to travel.
Oh well, yeah, until we go to travel. Sorry.
It depends on how long we wait to travel.
Yeah, maybe one. You'd have to ask your party members.
So, I mean, my vote is we wait until tomorrow morning. I mean, I know we're on a bit of a time crunch, but I unless we can get to the Giants before nightfall, I do not think that a half day's travel is worth the exposure.
You watch. You rest. I'll see who they are. Actual giants? Don't know.
How far out is that smoke?
Not very far. You could probably get there in an hour on a horse.
Oh. Fuck yeah, let's go talk to him.
But I feel like you've probably got an area knowledge for this kind of region that'd suit me. Etho?
Yes, I have.
Ooh,
It's not good, but I have it.
Alrighty.
Hey!
Okay, success by 1. Yeah, so you could set off and look for the giants now, but they will need a bit of tracking because they have the fires at night. So you either have to get lucky and spot the smoke at dusk, or look for it at dawn and head straight for them because they set off and move pretty far over land.
Okay. I'll go. Get lost if everyone tries to look. I could try find, but... Yeah.
Well, what if you and me go together and the rest rest? Unless Katya, you wish to join?
I'm gonna look at you and go, you allowed.
I'll stay behind you.
You're squishing. Shrug. Join if want.
Okay.
Because I think Washit is going to want to be spending the afternoon making
Yeah.
boomy boom booms.
Unless you wanted to come see the giants.
No. He wants to help the team with what he is good at, and that's making fire.
Alrighty. So,
We're
Ethan?
going to have to widen your we're going to have to get you some chemistry books, because like there is so much more potential than just fire.
Oh yeah, but right now I know healing and fire, and for the first mission, it's good enough. It's getting us through.
I was more making a Final Fantasy Tactics joke.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we do need to get more stuff. Like
Because you're the chemist.
Yes, I need a gun.
You're the guy who makes potions and then wings them halfway across the map and smashes somebody with them so they heal.
I do have a really good. Well, I added up lifting strength, so right, I might go through that. I'm not sure what would I need to be able to toss them to someone to catch them safely.
No, I like the Final Fantasy Tactics version where it just like smashes over someone's face. Because that's the way I always imagine that.
I'll think about what can I do with that. Maybe some mushroom LSD might work. Instant healing, even if it's not for real.
Oh my god, that would be hysterical. Like, because that shit works on contact.
Yes.
Alright, we're digesting hard.
We're discussing tactics.
Lady Katya, Etho and... What's his face? Archibald. What's his face? Gonna go and check out the giants. Do you want to join or do you want to get more rest? They're probably only about an hour away, or at least that's where they camped. They've likely already set off.
Because I can pretty much remember where I saw those flames from, right?
Yeah.
Smoke.
Yeah, there's still smoke rising from their campfire that they had that will have been put out probably right now.
Move. Move now. Come.
It was a late night. Rest sounds nice.
But Archie, you're following.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay. So I don't need a roll at all, but 1 hour will pass, and you will end up about, I want to say, like maybe 10 kilometers north, at the site of the Giant's campfire. And there are no giants here at the moment.
I'm gonna survival Arctic to track them.
Do you have tracking?
Thought tracking was very. Is tracking a skill?
Is it survival tracking?
I don't remember if it was an actual skill or not. I think I've come across this prob before, but let me double check if that's an actual skill in this. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Traps tracking. Perception average. Perception -5.
And I don't believe it
Naturals
has
-5.
specialties. Optional specialties.
No specialties. Just penalties.
Well, I'm
Jungle,
gonna.
plains, or woodland roll every 30 minutes. Arctic desert, island beach, or mountain roll -2 every 15 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna spend those 2 points that I've been hoarding because that makes total sense for my character to have it. Oh, what page number is it, by the way?
226.
226, and you said it was perception average.
Perception average.
Awesome. I took it.
And yeah, I'd be happy with you putting that on. I'm fine with that.
That makes sense for my character. That was just a me screwing up at character creation kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. But give me a tracking, please. It's at bonus, because even though there's penalties for the
Arctic
Giant tracks are easy.
Yeah, but the giants,
but
you
there's
know.
giant feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I only failed by 1, so whatever the modifiers are. If it's a +1, I did it.
They went to the northwest, probably less than an hour ago.
Cool. Let's go. I'm moving.
How fast can you move?
I can move pretty good. Not as quick as horse, but I don't carry much, so I can do the full 20 or move 6 at a solid sprint.
If you're fast, you could probably catch him up, or you could get on the horse.
Yeah, I could take a passenger.
So I start running, and you probably just like, oh, get on the damn horse.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm probably like looking down and seeing like a bunch of footprints and being like, come on, I can do this. But yes, get on the horse.
So,
Right, side saddle, like the princess. I bet you'll love it.
I do not sit side saddle, and with that, since I have to hold on to him because there's no place to hold on otherwise, my claws dig in just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just enough to make him go, oh yeah, she's sharp.
You go over a slight lump and she chops your balls off. Straight through the throat.
You have figured out how to hold on to things without just destroying them.
Oh, I 100% have, but you just told me to sit side saddle like a princess. So you're getting a little more pointy than normal.
A few scratches to the armor have never hurt anybody, right?
Yeah,
Do you think the chainmail will help?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the chainmail does in fact help.
Give me a riding check, please. As you are pushing your horse through snowy terrain.
Yeah, I'm really glad I spent all those points on being able to ride good.
And give me another tracking roll straight up, please, Etho.
Okay. Don't screw up this time, thing. Stop giving me like 15s and stuff. Hey! There, that is the complete opposite of, yeah, that is exactly what I asked for.
Looking at the tracks, you also see that they've got, I could straight up tell you, it's 4 giants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 giant goats. Most definitely like a hunting, gathering group that's left the family unit to collect supplies, probably for the last time before winter.
I will inform my writing companion on this fact, showing how good I am.
If only you'd crit failed, and then I could have told you, like, something super fun.
Well done, lass.
And you will crest a hill and actually see 4 figures on the next one in front of you. Only 20 minutes after you set off.
I want to approach at like a trot. Not fast, not like walking super slow, but like no aggression. 0 aggression.
Hey, Luke, quick question.
Yep.
Would I have ever met or spoken to a giant with my upbringing?
Almost definitely, yeah.
Okay.
And
I
I
feel like...
feel like this is the first time I've ever seen a giant, so I might be shitting myself just a little.
But
Oh,
I thought you said there
not
were
until you have
giant
to
goats.
There are giant goats, I did mention that. You're busy making potions at the minute. You've just started your second one.
No, I know, but I was trying to imagine the whole scenario for them. It was just imagine giant goats. I did not got the giants yet.
I've got pictures of the giant goats. But yeah, you actually... The timing that you approached, it was just as they were going down the next hill. And it seemed like they had no idea that you were behind them.
I'll whistle loud.
Okay. So, like, they just disappear over the hill and then reappear shortly afterwards.
What language do they speak, usually?
It is their own language, but...
Do they speak Eldritch or Etuni?
I feel like they do speak a bit of broken Atuni, yeah. I think, like, the 2 languages are very similar.
Because, okay, so my native language and
And
theirs are kind of close.
You've definitely seen people talking to them with that language before.
With the Tuni? Okay.
You've seen a giant speak that language before, should I say.
I will, in a Tuni, yell loudly, "Friend, approach!"
Giant's voice bellows back in Atuni. Friends, approach.
Read good. Move. Don't run. Move. Good speed.
Do
Is it
just
Eldritch?
that.
I've been on this map for a while. I'll just bring everyone over.
Something tells me they don't speak Quimtani.
No.
I feel like that might wind up just being 4 wasted points, but
You never know.
It's 4 points for flavor, which is always good.
that's true. That's true.
Just arrange some giants. If I can find the thing. There's the thing. Get yourselves on. You are riding... Did I say it was a cavalry horse or a war horse? Because you
I
got
think I've
given
just
a
got
horse.
rating. I think it was just a riding horse that I was given.
That's what I gave you originally, but in last session someone gave you his horse.
He let me borrow it. I returned it to him.
Okay, so just back to the regular horse.
Yeah, I think I'm just back to the regular horse. I mean, I'm now realizing that I shouldn't have said anything and just taken the goddamn war horse, but I'm honest.
To each his own. So these guys are
I
big.
got a lot. I got a lot of points in being an honest character. I'm just role playing.
Yeah, these are some big boys. It's actually, we've been going for an hour now, so it's a good time for a quick break if anyone wants it. Yeah, in fact, I want it, and I am God. So we'll be right back in about 5 minutes. We are back. If you're just joining us, there has been a meeting with the prince and a very slimy fellow who lives in / owns some ruins to the east, and he's just made a breakthrough. He was very upset at being summoned here, and he's promptly returning back.
He's gonna get murdered in a couple weeks.
Meanwhile, Etho and Archibald set off north in pursuit of some giants whose campfire was spotted. They tracked them a couple of kilometers further north of the camp and have initiated a conversation in a language that Archibald... It sounds a bit familiar, but not enough to recognize with these two accents.
I mean, it's kind of what I've been speaking.
Yeah, no,
it is what I've been speaking.
It's what Etho's been speaking, but
Yeah.
you didn't recognize
don't get it.
Etho's accent or language before. Due to a failed IQ roll. Now that the giants spoke it, though, I feel like you could give me another one at a -4 this time.
Where's that crit when you need it?
Save it for something more important.
Oh, close. You made it at a -2. That's enough for me to say there is a nagging feeling in your mind that you've heard this language before in the southeast.
Okay.
But you can't remember where or why. You just like, it sounds a bit familiar to not Keem Tarni, but one of the others maybe.
Okay.
And Etho approached, called friend. They called back, friend.
Thank you for speaking with us. How well do you know Ituni?
Roll me IQ, please.
Okay. Left-handed clicking.
Sorry.
Probably gonna fail. Oh, on the nose.
That's a health roll, but what's your IQ?
Same.
Okay. Did I make a GM check? Go back there. 11. Okay. She speaks back in giant a sentence. The language that the giants use that sounds like rocks grating over each other. Obviously. It's just like...
I make the head gesture for nope in giant. For the gesture.
And then she says again, okay, Itun, in a toonie.
Thank you.
Trade?
Information. I seek information.
Oh. She knocks on her helmet.
What was the guy's name again?
Edgar.
Edgar.
You know Edgar?
Okay, let me describe the scene a bit more. There are 4 large giants and a bunch of large goats. The one who's been speaking to you is clearly human female presenting in sort of anthropomorphology. The other 3 are more male, and one of them is a bit bigger than all the others at the back there. but they're all pretty hideous. I mean, you can see pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
The gross guys, and they are big. Like, this kind of represents roughly where the feet are stood apart, but like, and kind of the area that you can
How
hit the
many
legs in and lower belly.
How many meters are they?
The guy at the back is like about 20 meters tall,
Jeez.
and the one who's been talking is close to 15. She's a fair bit shorter.
Still.
That one is 20. These are like 15. They should maybe be bigger than this, but I don't know. That feels about right. Like, if I
Feels
put you
about
next
right.
to her, like, you could
I'm
walking underneath her crotch there. This feels about right for 15 meters high. But yeah, she holds up her hand and makes a strange gesture. The giants actually have 6 fingers, and it's kind of like every other one folded down. But she only does it very briefly. And then she slaps her chest with her left hand and like says in a kind of patronizing tone, "Freydor," as she taps her chest.
Etho. Do the slam.
She looks at the man on the horse.
I look at him and go, name, hit chest. One name, not 2.
Archie?
I'm sorry. What?
I say to you in Eldridge, name, then punch chest. One word, one name, not 2.
Archie. Punch.
She grins. The giants behind her actually laugh. She turns and says something back in giant. And they're all just like still giggling. But they quieten down a little bit.
I seem to be the butt of some joke that I don't get.
Can I kind of guess that they're like sizing him up almost?
Give me an IQ roll straight up, or sorry, you need to just stay in chat and just roll 3d6.
No, by 1.
Failure by 1. Yeah, they've like sized him up, and squish. If need be, we squish, we eat horse.
They look and say, "You small."
Compared to them, yeah. Very.
I'll look in Tuni say, "He very impressed by mighty you all, or very impressed by how mighty you all are. Your stature, strong, impressive."
Give me an IQ roll, please. Sorry.
Just press up.
Communicating with people is brutal, but yeah, you can press up and enter.
Oh,
man.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Rough.
George.
You thought that word was impressed.
Jaw drops. She says in a Tuni, "I know translates for them."
I look and go, "They big and strong. What's bad about that?" But then I'll nod.
She lets out a huge hearty laugh at that. She like holds her belly and rolls her eyes. Let me double check to make sure. Yeah, she's just like for a good 10 to 30 seconds, she's like laughing her ass off. And then she finally like just wipes her eye and it's like ice practically when she flicks it to the ground, like big snowballs pounding up. And she just says, "Like you. What's no? I tell."
You know, shit, I keep forgetting his name.
Edgar.
God
Edgar.
damn it. Edgar. You know
Allan
Edgar?
Poe. Edgar Allan Poe.
Thank you.
Pope. Edgar Allan Pope.
Edgar. Yes.
You see him recently.
No.
When last see?
To moon.
So 2 months ago.
Yeah. He climb K'tans. And she points at Thanato / Terra Magus.
Any brethren see him past climb or not?
Song Mountain. It's a bad place. We Kosk Edgar. No. I find sword give Kosk already.
You find sword. Or you found the sword. I don't know how to speak broken right now. You found the sword.
She bashes chest. Fredor's sword. Katska.
And then I'll give a very like respectful bow and go, "Thank you for returning."
She bows back and says, "Edgar, friend."
Give another affirmative gesture.
Etho,
And say,
friend.
"Etho, friend." I will smile at her in, non-aggressive smile.
Etho, friend Archie. Very stupid man.
I crack the hell up.
Well, you told him.
All I heard, I feel like I frowned at that because I heard Archie and then something, and then Etho just started howling.
I will say, like most men are.
She just nods and says, "Well, that'd be about it."
I'll actually ask one more thing.
Go on, yeah.
You see a tuning camp recent?
Roll one more IQ for me, please.
Okay, I'm getting better at doing the left-handed thing. Come on. Come on.
You should be able to just press up and then enter.
Made it by 1.
Sorry, I forgot to. Oh no, wait, I did. She nods. Does that Japanese speaks a sentence with one syllable? Or at least based on the anime subtitles I've been seeing.
Yeah. Then I'll ask, point to the mountain.
Where sun die.
Nod.
Beyond Koskar.
Oh, so they're on the other side. Okay, good. Thank you, friend. And then I'm gonna look at Archibald and say, "Do you have anything give?"
Pat myself down and like,
Shiny.
oh,
Decorative.
I hold up like a gold piece.
I will kind of nod, and then also I'll pull out one of my own. Hold up. Good for Trinket. Want?
She looks down. She's like, "Oh, we trade."
Will nod. Information, and then given friend information, coin, trinket, return. And I will walk over to her, and if she bends over to hand the, like, do the big palm thing, just place some tiny little things in her hand.
Yeah, she goes into a kneeling position. It's like the ground shakes a bit as a knee hits. The horse is quite anxious, by the way, Archie. Could you give me a riding or animal handling horse check? If you're about.
Oh,
Oh dear,
the
so
horse just run off.
when the giant drops to a knee and starts holding a hand down, the horse's eyes, like, are all over. You see the whites of the eyes, and it whinnies, screams, rears up. It's only a failure by 1, and it's not a crit failure. So I think this kind of saddle that you've got keeps you in.
But
the horse, like,
The horse is now running. Yeah, it takes off like in the opposite direction to the giants.
And then as this happens, I'll look at her and go, "That's why Etho no ride horse." And then gives another respectful bow after placing the coin in her hand.
it was bound to happen at some point, but there's a reason I put so many goddamn points into riding.
Yeah, you just saved yourself getting knocked off a horse,
Hey, yeah.
which could have been incredibly painful. You could have broken your neck. I were about to make a very poor taste joke that I will not make, and I feel bad for even saying that.
That would have been a critical failure if it was much lower. Like even a little bit.
Any
Yeah,
lower.
if
Any
it was
lower,
any
yeah.
lower. So yeah, she takes the gold pieces and then turns to her 3 companions and says, "Oh, Ishka!" And this one drops these 2 heavy, massive sacks that he's carrying. Opens it up and reaches inside and kind of peels off of a huge block of dried meat, kind of like frozen dried meat. And he tears a strip off that's still like the size of a plank of wood and kind of holds it out to you.
I will take it, and it like probably I do that thing where I go to one side and just like "Ugh," for a second. I'm strong, but it's plank of wood-sized meat. That sounds heavy.
Yeah, it weighs like 30 pounds. It's like the size of all the meat that you're carrying currently in your supplies back at camp.
I mean,
He literally just hands you a piece of a cow.
Bigger than a cow. Think much bigger than a cow.
I'll give much thanks. I'll say much thanks, and then give another bow to her, and then bow to him in respect.
Alrighty. Radical.
And then try to catch up to the bolting horse with 30 pounds of meat under my arms.
Yeah, I'm sure you want another one of these to
Go on, yeah.
get the horse back under control.
Yeah, it's still pretty upset, but now that it can't see the giants, it's like wondering if maybe it just had a nightmare and it's starting to calm down.
Cool.
Great.
So you catch up and head straight back to camp, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll ask her, like, on the way, so, learn anything useful?
Edgar definitely climb mountain.
Great.
She finds sword, return.
Oh, it was her. Huh?
That's why so respectful.
Oh, I
They
didn't
thought
know
you
what
was silly.
going on.
They thought you silly.
Might be the first people that ever thought that of me. But they seemed nice.
You nice them, they nice back. Treat respect, get respect. Most in your country, no respect anyone ever.
Why you think I'm here?
To check will?
No, in Ettenden, in general. I thought very similarly of how some of my brothers treated others. I made a rhyme there. And
Very good, very nice.
eventually they got very tired of me.
Kind of. I don't think she just kind of clams up, thinking over what you just said.
But yes, camp.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep.
I come back with a giant thing of meat.
You do indeed.
What did you do?
And it's not like it's a fresh piece of meat either.
It's jerky.
Well, but they were after ice giants, and she comes back with a giant thing of frozen meat. Conti doesn't know anything about giants.
You said it was jerky, right?
Yeah, it's so it's a cured meat, but it is also frozen solid.
Oh, so it's more like frozen prosciutto?
Yeah, pretty much.
But welcome back.
Yeah.
Talk giants. Very nice. Best people other than companions talk to today, or meet today. No, best people meet. Etho meet today.
Did they give you any leads?
Nod.
Great. Is it too late to head out tonight, or should we just sleep here and head out
I
in the morning?
definitely nod. I'm like, don't go out at dark. That's very stupid.
It's
I mean,
to be
cold's
fair,
cold, right?
it's only like 3 in the afternoonish, but
Yeah, but if we were to leave in 3 in the afternoon to getting to the foothills,
yeah.
yeah.
Like my big thought on the whole matter is, you know, basically we could ride for 3 hours, and we could freeze our asses off tonight to save 3 hours, or we could spend them in this nice warm fort next to a fire.
You don't need to convince me to sleep in a warm bed tonight.
I don't need a body language from anyone to see that Archie's eyes are like all baggy and swole and his eyelids are all droopy.
Yeah.
And I will also look around. Are the royalty still here?
No, they have all left now. Actually, yeah, the princess, she'd been cooped up here ages. So she would have actually said goodbye to you, Katya, properly. Probably only about 10 minutes before these got back. Well, Lady Katya, it's been a pleasure to see you again. And Prince Cedric is like, and it's been a pleasure to meet you, Lady Katya.
Likewise, it's an odd place to meet someone like yourselves, but I'm glad I did. Have a good trip.
Thank you kindly.
You're gonna kind of be legend down south.
Be careful further south, though. There was we think it was a vampire. She says that part sort of quietly. She doesn't want their people to hear her, but
Did you mention this
there's trouble to the south. Be careful.
I feel like you mentioned that to Matilda maybe already when you stayed in a tent.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll both like nod. Yes, we intend to look into that.
But safe travels.
The same to you. I hope to see you again soon, says Cedric. And they turn and ride away. Like, just as the gates close in. The horn blows, and they're like, "Open the gates!" So yeah, you'd have probably seen him riding away, and you could have cut him off if you wanted to.
No, I don't, unless he wants to.
So as you ride in, you probably notice that Katya looks disappointed.
As I
She
see
was-
them leave, though, I will look at Archie and go, "Good riddance."
Yeah, I really did not like that knight, Sir Slimebag.
So slide back.
You're not bad for a man. I'll say dismounting or hucking the meat at some soldiers.
I don't think anyone has ever told you that before, Archie.
That I'm not bad, or
Not bad for a man.
For a man.
oh,
That specifically, but also the other, I think, maybe.
are you trying to go somewhere dirty with this? Is that what I'm picking up?
Not intentionally, but I can't vouch for my subconscious.
Because otherwise, I still don't get what you.
You aren't a mediocre person.
Oh,
I would just
Well,
add in some, like, I wrote a few lines in my head, like, growing up a bastard, Archibald was always told he was never good enough.
oh yeah, okay.
No one
I
had
get
ever
it.
told him that he wasn't a bad thing before. They'd only told him he was shit. But no, that's like grimdark, over the top.
I could definitely see though where he.
I'll honestly shrug and be like, I don't know if that was a compliment that I should take or not. Oh well. Girl's weird. I'm sorry, I think I cut off Lee. I'm sorry.
Nah, no worries. I was.
But you look
Sidebar
disappointed.
channel. Oh, welcome back. She shifts into realizing it's her friends arriving. She had just said goodbye to a cute prince, and then the doors
Wow.
opened again.
Like, your cousin?
My third cousin.
Yeah, no,
That
he's
never goes wrong.
There are, other than that creepy guy we just saw, there are no nobles that aren't related.
Ugh.
I think there's a couple, but not of note. And like that guy's most noteworthiness is like maybe probably like 15 acres of land in a mountain that's got no growable food, but does house a Tovian ruin.
He has an impressive story attached to him, though.
He does. He does have an impressive story attached to him. And he is available, which is the important thing.
I
I
think
imag-
she's more excited about the prince.
Yeah.
I mean, she was, but he's gone. I imagine we shift into the conversation we briefly had, though.
Conversation?
Food for tonight. About information and all that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Food for tonight too.
Wondering where the meat came from and such like that.
That's the one. Thank you.
I'll rip a little piece off. Take a bite.
It's cold, but it's tasty. It's been smoked with something, and it's nice. It's good.
I will look at one of the soldiers and yell, "Is that that's a defrost some of this."
Yeah, there are in fact two soldiers right next to you who had approached.
And they are holding it because I hucked it at them.
Yeah.
But yeah, beforehand, I definitely yelled at them in my native language, stopped myself, and then said it in the other language.
They catch it and look surprised. They say, "Oh, wow," and they sniff it and they're like, "Yeah, my name is Podbert. This here is Gosbert. There's also Sedbert and Pilbert back there.
Bert boy. Bert boys.
Or in fact, no, because they can lead horses back, so it'd only need 2.
Mhm.
So it's Osbert
Yeah.
and Podbert. We'll be riding out with you and leading the horses back.
Tomorrow.
Great, thank you.
Tonight we eat.
You think you can find a cook to do something with that? Obviously for the men too.
Podbert smiles. He's like, aye. And he like slaps the meat. And he's like, I know just what to do with this.
Katya does glance at Etho though with a sort of, is that okay look?
Shrug. I make that gesture that I always make. That you probably have no idea about.
Data bio. Believe it.
That's true.
But I
Sorry,
don't
what?
object.
Great. We will have a good dinner. Or maybe breakfast, depending on how long it takes to dethaw.
I don't know if you need a roll for this, but I am being a lot more less moody bitch now that all the nobles are gone.
No, I don't even need a roll for that. That is notable to people like Katya and definitely the person who just spent an hour with her. She were in clearly high spirits after talking to the giants.
You were outright friendly on that trip.
Yeah. Hell, you even like kind of complimented me.
It was a neg compliment.
Yeah, she negged you. Ooh.
Still counts.
Yeah, that's double counts, bro. She's into you.
That would be the most terrifying sex ever.
I mean, she might take off the claws.
Nope.
I'm not sure where the old man is, but I imagine he'll be around in the morning. I think he was doing something with those jars of his.
Old man. Yeah, you probably. In fact, it's probably the. How many doses did you have left to make?
Depends how many hours. I have a maximum of 9.
Oh, okay. Roll me chemistry, please. And you make the amount you succeed by. Up to a certain amount. So yeah, you've managed to make 2.
Okay.
But yeah, I think there's kind of a little bit of a ruckus. I mean, I imagine there's a bit of a party. We killed the bear.
Yeah, no, and this
The
place
royalty
is.
who's watching their shoulders is gone, and there's a giant hunk of delicious cured meat on the menu.
Absolutely. The highest ranked people here right now are Archibald and Lady Katya as well. Like, it's down to a pretty much skeleton crew of people. And, you know, if it came down to it and you told everyone to, like, take the clothes off and fight to the death, they'd probably obey the sergeant that's here. But aside from that, like, you can tell him whatever you want to do. And
If we
he's
really
gotta
wanted
do
to,
it.
we could take the entire camp and go north. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
It's a terrible idea.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it wouldn't be good for anyone, really.
In all honesty, Archibald has zero interest in telling any of these people to do anything, so...
Other than have a good time tonight, boys.
Yeah, like, feast, y'all drink, do the stuff.
Oh, yeah. I would gonna say that some of them were former criminals, but then I'm leaning into Game of Thrones aspects that should be avoided. So I went
Also,
the
they were
exact
like the royal guard of like.
I went the
Queen
exact opposite way in my mind, and I want to say like soldiering is actually a really well paid job. Great.
At least if you're the kind of soldier in that gets to be garrisoned with the princess?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine there's real soldiers and there's mercenaries.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So it does turn into quite a bit of a party going on. I'm sure Old Man Boschet's already got a few people day drunk on mead.
I don't have that much. I have like 3 jars left. Not sure. I could use one.
You don't have
Or
to
two?
use any. You can keep it to yourself. I was just presuming, which
Okay.
There might be some alcohol left.
there's booze all through this camp.
Don't think I can make mead with the one with the bees I got, right?
Oh, he's fine. There's alcohol.
It depends how much honey you've got.
I don't think I have any honey jars. Just one with bees that may give me some honey.
Well,
Oh.
and making
No, you need like
mead and wine is like
a long-term, yeah.
multi-year process.
Yeah, so that I don't think I could make something on.
no.
Oh, by the way,
it's-
Watch it. I point to you like a lot of your equipment, like your bees and stuff. They stay here.
Oh, well, I guess I will just bring the jars then.
A traditional mead at around 12 to 16% is best after around 6 to 8 months, if not longer.
Yeah, so he probably
So-
remember the place that he had all the bees.
Yeah, you
probably
probably
has a
just
bunch
got
of-
like a stash of.
mead buried underneath the bees aging.
Yes.
Bees,
so it's
are-
nice
the
and
bees
tasty
protect
when
it.
comes with.
Nice.
Yes.
Those bees are really aggressive to anyone that's not Boschet who comes near. And they're just like, fucking not worth it. They look like shitty hives anyway. And then Boschet comes back and like reaps 60,000 gallons of honey from these 2 tiny hives.
I
The
was
angrier
thinking
the
that the-
bee, the more honey.
Oh yeah. I had
I
to
was
cut.
also thinking that I could. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, I was digesting. So go on.
I was thinking that maybe in the same area I could have some barrels or whatever the equivalent was used back then. Oh no, wait, I need to use quarts, so bottles to get a good meat stash.
No, you could use.
Like
You could totally use barrels as well.
I could use barrel. Okay, so he's gonna have them on the same spot where he keeps all the bees, so that once it's like stop being winter and it's starting to be spring and it's still very fresh and chilly, he takes the barrels to sell, and that's what he gets most of the money for the year.
Hmm. At the minute, those mead bottles that you've got are probably worth like the most that they've ever been worth. you
It's
could
the
pro-
last.
you could probably sell them for a lot of money here if you really wanted to, but then you know you've not got your delicious precious mead that you're addicted to.
Yeah, it's my meat. Why would I do that?
Have you started to realize that you're running low on it and you're kind of rationing it a bit as well?
Yeah.
Roll me a will check, please.
Course.
Okay, yeah. You know that it's going to be a while before you get back to your mead stash, and you should go
Yeah.
slow on these jars you've got,
Because nothing else is gonna cut it like this.
even though they rate tasty at minute because you can leave them out in the frost and they get all slushy and thick and syrupy.
He's going to have to fight against that tasty feeling, tasty drink.
Mead
the
daiquiri.
pet.
But yeah, indeed, it is quite the feast. Is there any conversations or interactions people would like to have? Scenes that they would like to play out in the evening?
James helping the currently the delivery person, so he is not here at the moment. But
Okay.
so I'm actually gonna take Katya aside
Mhm.
and go for Prissy Noble. You do well. How well you climb?
She sort of glances around and makes sure there's nobody super close. Pretty well, actually. I have a pretty She sort of thinks for a moment of how to phrase this. Let's just say I have a lot of experience sort of sneaking out.
We'll give a nod. Go, old man, old man. Like, Archie, lots of things. You Lightfoot. You and I are going to be climb head lead.
She sits down heavily at the table next to you and like knocks over a couple of tankards.
You I climb lead.
Okay, that sounds like fun. What does that mean?
Make sure these two fools don't fall off the mountain and die.
Is that going to be hard?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
I'll look and say, like, what kind of climbing equipment is at this tech level? Are there, like, things that we can hammer into the side to loop ropes through and stuff?
Yeah, I put a few things in a note. There actually isn't a whole lot of stuff at this level.
We need to discuss how many pitons you're purchasing, really. Because they weigh a pound each. Oh, no, they weigh 0.75 pounds each. And you can hammer them in so hard that they remove -3 in penalties. But then you can't pull them out. But if you hammer them in more gently, they can erase -2 in penalties, and then you could potentially pull them back out. So
like the bottom person can pull them out?
Yeah. The bottom person can pull them out, and then they can be like passed up the group. Because you'd pretty much be putting them like just over half a person apart as well. And you tug on the rope and, like just step up onto it.
So yeah, I think I'll take the lead, and Katya can and who's the strongest other than me.
I'm gonna go with Archie.
Probably.
And Archie be our lowest, so he can pull them out and store them in his bag, and then when we get to resting points, he can hand them back off to me.
Is Archie the strongest as well?
I'm the strongest, I think.
Just a 12. Like I'm strong, but
that's pretty strong. Yeah, that's good.
I can't imagine Old Man Botchet or Katya beating that.
Yeah. So
I have some pythons already that I picked up earlier.
Saying it both ways. I know that style. All for it. How many have you got? You don't have to say, but sorry, yeah.
We are literally discussing how many pythons we want to bring, though, so it's worth mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
I think at least, like, if we're reusing them, like 6 is probably good because they weigh a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we can just, also if one breaks or something like that, or we lose one off the side of the mountain, it's not the end of the world. Because you can usually do a pretty good string of them with 3.
I've actually done rock climbing. And, I'd say we want at least 12.
Okay.
Just this many people, that much weight.
Yeah, good point.
Well, that's how many I have, so.
So, yeah, you've probably got enough then. If you think that's enough. Has anyone got climbing gear?
Necessarily hurt.
There's also climbing gear and the grappling hook.
My hands.
You've got climbing gear. Oh,
I'd take climbing gear. All the goddamn help I can get.
Katya's gonna pass. There's a weight issue.
Mm-hmm. And is anyone bringing a grappling hook?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I got money to buy any.
I mean, that's not a super issue at this point.
Yeah, no, not at the moment. And how many of these supplies were you going to bring that are written in there at a minute? Because there's 78, and you could take them all to the bottom of the mountain. So I suppose it'll be there where you decide properly, won't it?
Yeah, we can always
Yeah,
send whatever's
probably.
back.
Alrighty. So the evening will pass. Archie has a nap, wakes up, discusses some things with Katya and Etho. When he sees them talking to each other, probably. Sorry, I'm presuming things again.
Oh, totally makes sense.
Botchit gets filled in on it. You can give me one more roll as well for alchemy, Botchit. Alchemy, chemistry. Same thing at this TL. Oh,
Success by 5.
yeah, you managed to make 5 more.
All right. Because I made this many, before I go, I will give each of you 1 flask. So I will be a 6.
No. I'm
You
not.
wonder, what is this?
I'm not carrying around one of those. Someone else can have mine. I do not dare carry something like that around on my persons.
I
Is
believe
this the thing that explodes?
the name of this
That's
movie.
the thing that if that you can crush it and make fire. Yes.
The name of this movie is Vertical Limit, and I am all for this.
I'm not a big fan of carrying things that explode.
Not the first time I've carried shit that explodes. Fuck it, I'll take one. I'll take 2.
Okay. He'll give you 2 since nobody else will take one. And
It's probably better for the people that know how to throw things to have them anyways.
How much do they weigh?
each one weighs 1 pound. Well, yeah, 1 weight.
Okay, yeah, so they only weigh a pound.
Yeah.
For people
And
who
I'm
need
at
to drink
7.
I can't wait to see Botchit explode against the mountainside.
Right?
Saves the HD check. I'm okay.
The important thing is that we're above him on the mountainside when he does it.
Yes.
Everyone except for Archie is above him.
I will not be above him.
Watch for falling, burning old men.
That needs to be a sign. Watch for falling, burning old men.
Wait, are we back to Gondor?
That should actually be our first T-shirt.
Oh. Ugh. Yeah, no, I'd wear that T-shirt.
What specifically should it be?
Watch for burning, falling old men.
Yeah.
Mock up
That works.
a warning sign.
I could.
It
easily
sounds
do
like
that.
we're ready to travel to the north.
It does.
Oh, northwest.
Have we
does
taken a
indeed.
second break yet, or have we just had the one?
We've just had the one.
Now is a perfect time for the second break, as I am out of the coffees. So,
Sounds good.
Ruh-roh.
we'll be right back. We are back. So, boop boop boop. Etho and Archibald went north, spoke with some giants. They had indeed met Edgar. They knew he'd gone up that mountain, and they were the ones who'd found his sword, specifically Freydor, who seemed to be leading that small group of shepherds. You came back to camp with a huge hunk of meat that you'd exchanged that is now more than feeding all the people in this camp for the next 2 days, including all you can eat today. Yeah, no, you could take up to like 10 pounds of it, which would do all of you for 2 days. But then you get fully rested and wake up early and ready to go, I believe. What time do you set off? Alright. Anyone got anything they'd like to do before you set off with Podbert and Osbert? Off you goes. Are you on a horse, Etho? Alrighty. Give me navigation land, please. Although you are at a hefty bonus because of the mountains right now. You could use survival, I think. Yeah, you're good. So you will actually make great time. You stop and... Whoops, I just moved the entire camp. You actually make it to the foothills of the closest mountain by lunchtime, when you're giving the horses a rest and munching on some quick lunch. You know you won't be able to take the horses all the way there. It's going to be like another day of travel on foot before you reach the mountain that you need to climb. Anyone got any scenes they'd like to partake in during the day?
Like wilderness survival type stuff of Etha. She seems to have a grounding already in general survival, but doesn't have a clue about this Frozen North stuff.
My apologies, everyone. I only just unmuted you.
Son of a bitch.
Boo! It's been about 10
Boo!
minutes. But you've
So
headed
only heard your side of
northwest.
things?
Yeah.
Way to go.
Bad Luke. Slappy.
Worse has happened. We're heading north. Not much actually happened in the last 10 minutes.
But
Just
Katya,
so you all know.
you wanted to ask something.
Yes. It's not really a scene so much as Katya's asking Etho about like the Frozen North type survival things. She seems to have. Go ahead.
I'll answer as well as I can.
And it's not a constant questioning thing. It's just every now and again, sort of, why did you do that thing? Because I was expecting you to do something different.
I will explain it as well as I can in my broken English, or whatever, broken Eldritch. I guess it's not broken; it's accented, just like crazy. But
yeah, Katya's not
what
used to
you
this now.
will notice though is talking to you compared to everyone else in the group, I use way more words to describe things.
Okay.
So, like, if Botchit or Archie were to ask me the same question, you probably would have gotten half the sentence you get.
Fair. Does it seem to be sort of a rudeness thing, or?
Not as much rudeness as probably a comfort level thing.
Fair. That makes sense, and is also surprising to Katya, given how you treated the nobles, or royals.
I did not hear nobles, I heard nipples.
Lol. Cool. There are a few things to check up on, but nothing major. If you're not looking out for out, you seem pretty steadfast on your path.
Yeah, like, I'm keeping an eye out. Like, I'll roll. Especially since I'm not moving on my own, I am always like watching.
Vigilant.
Vigilant, there you go. Thank you. So by 2, but you know, modify that as needed.
Okay. What's your survival at?
Survival Arctic is 13.
You could. There's like signs of rabbits and so what have you if you wanted to do any hunting. But like I said, you've got plenty of supplies.
Yeah, we do. I might almost instinct. Oh no, I'm actually gonna go out once and just disappear off the horse for a couple minutes and then come back with a rabbit because I need to stab something.
It'd take you a bit longer than that. It'd take you around 30 minutes.
Okay, then that's not the case. Then I will just.
I mean, maybe when we stop for lunch or something.
Yeah.
You would have had that option at lunch.
At lunch, I would. I definitely need something to get stabbed.
I actually added a game notes section for this where I took some things from Low Tech Companion 3. So you've already located small game. You'd now need to close on it, which takes around 30 minutes. So if you do want to expend that time, you may do so.
I have 2 pouches of blood. I think I'm fine. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
At about lunch, though, when we stop, you do see me take out a little bowl, pour some blood in it, and shove my claws in.
Are you trying to do it hidden from Podbert and Osbert at all, or?
Nah.
Alrighty. They'd probably notice and say, what is she doing exactly? Hey.
Not sure. It's. I hope that she just likes the way it makes the claws look.
Oh no, they're always clean.
Nonetheless, that's what Katya says.
They're always spotless. Yeah.
Some kind of oil.
Beats me.
Strange.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think she's lived in the woods a long time.
Looks that way. Well, and he like finishes his bowl of whatever you're eating. Peas with a few chunks of that giant goat meat.
Mm-hmm.
Super tasty. The giants have like marinated it and smoked it in a bunch of really interesting spices that you're not actually sure what the combination is, but it's very well spiced.
Giants are good cooks.
Excellent cooks. So, the rest of the afternoon passes fairly calmly. Riding checks, please, from whoever's got the highest, really.
Archie.
Archie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a feeling.
Yeah. So, you do feel pretty confident pushing the horses fairly far up the side of this closest mountain. It doesn't really get into dangerous terrain until well up there. It's kind of like a Swiss mountain styled. Lots of greenery going up half the way. I don't know what the Rockies like, really. But I have seen Swiss mountains, so I can compare that in my mind. I've seen Japanese mountains too, I suppose. They were weird. I didn't get very close. Near mind, we're getting off topic there. You're fairly up the mountain as it's getting to about time to make camp. And Osbert and Podbert will be sharing a tent. I believe you have a tent, Lady Catcher.
She does.
I have a tent too. For one. Unless someone wants to get very intimate. Wait, it's pretty cold, right?
It is extremely cold.
How many people sits yours, Katya?
I'm checking that now. I think it's 2. Oh no, she has a 4-man tent.
Damn.
She can handle a lot of people.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like we should all pile into as small a space as possible just to not freeze.
That's
Yeah.
kinda unbecoming, though. Maybe this is Lady Katya's tent. She is a noble woman.
That's a good point. I totally didn't think of that. My bad.
Okay, but I, on the other hand, don't care. Roll in, plop my fur blanket down on top of hers, or maybe even under hers, and then just like roll in and like
Spoon.
and like press against her spoon style, and just like not
What are you
anything
doing?
warm.
It's not that cold.
Shh. Warm.
Sorry, I'm laughing
I'm
too hard.
wearing nothing but a wolf fur.
Radical.
But yeah, she'll roll on up.
No. It really isn't that cold yet.
It get cold. Who asked question all day about living out here? Who knows answers?
She makes a good point. Katya looks torn, but whatever.
I would take HT rolls from everyone, actually, please, as well. In your full gear, it's at +5, but you are now... no, you're still not at -10 Fahrenheit just yet. You're around 0 Fahrenheit at the minute.
So
Ouch.
it's at a +5 still.
No, I think is it at -1
The
for every...
minuses at that point are pretty... -1 per 10, I think.
Yeah, so
Starting in the 30s.
So yeah, you're probably
So
looking
we're
at
at
HTs at +2.
Any for being spoon?
I'd say if you huddle up close like that, then you probably still get the +5, because that's like the... I believe that is the appropriate maneuver.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, there's a reason that you cuddled up to her like that.
Ouch.
So yeah, you're freezing your tits off at minute, Etho.
How many FP do I lose? 2?
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be nice that we're like for the day throughout.
Okay.
And it is just as you started to get higher up that it's got really cold. So you're like, oh. And yeah, you could be worse, but you do feel a very pleasant warmth in your back from Etho. That you
Fair.
would be very upset if it moved. Like, she shivers at one point and a chill runs down your spine that, like, freezes the hairs on the back of your neck.
Katya doesn't say it, but it was probably a good call to do the huddling up.
Oh, I forgot I had
Oh,
a
man.
+5 with the clothing.
Plus,
+3.
+2.
Okay. That's
It-
still it.
It'd be probably like a, yeah, +1 or 2 for you. If I were nice, a +2. If you're...
unless you guys are cuddling up in the same tent.
Probably, yeah. Like, I have to imagine.
Podbert and Osbert are probably actually, that's what they're used to, living this far north on the Offen. So they probably set their 4-man tent up as well. And they're like, come on, lads.
Oh, just the dudes are sleeping together.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
makes more sense.
That makes even more sense, yes.
And they like squish old man Bosch it into the middle.
I am taking one of my unused quirks, and I'm gonna say night talking.
Uh,
I want to feed the dinosaur.
No, it's every once in a while. I
Doof
yeah, you get woken up a few times over the night.
It's probably just a mumble every now and then.
Yeah, no, you've got plenty of time to rest. I'm not going to say it
Yeah.
interferes enough to cause
It's a
missed
quirk.
sleep. Yeah.
I'm mostly double checking to make sure I don't have light sleeper. I don't.
Yeah, you'll be fine for the most
Because
part.
that would be a very awkward combination.
But when Etho falls asleep first, you definitely manage to catch some fun things.
At which point she listens until she realizes it's the wrong language.
You've probably had like conversations a bit at a time, like you go, what? And Etho goes, and you go, wait, what? And Etho goes like,
Guys, Mayo. No. He's
Wrong
but-
language, Etho.
no, he's not.
Oh.
everyone can roll me hearing checks, please.
Wow. By 5.
Everyone's sharp tonight.
Yeah, you all hear it. Don't know about Archibald, but you three would definitely hear the howling of crag dogs. I forgot their actual name. Let me get to fauna.
Well, they oh.
They more scavengers. They wouldn't really interfere, and it does sound fairly distant off.
When you inevitably wake up and what is that, Lady Kachi? I'll just go. Don't worry, no attack.
They stay away from the fire?
Yeah, they wouldn't really approach, and there is a fire burning outside. Like, the fire keeps watch out here, because you don't have to worry about people coming to slit your throats, for the most part, unless Etho's around. She doesn't generally leave witnesses. But
Generally.
you would also hear the sound of birds, like falcons screeching.
How big are they?
They are quite large.
Like a meter wingspan?
Bigger.
2 meter wingspan? 3
2 meter wingspan.
Okay, so not really enough to carry us away, but still scary.
One could probably pick you up and carry you a short distance.
That's probably more 3 meter then.
Yeah, probably 3 meter wingspan. Those things are a bit scarier, but you've never been attacked by one before, I don't think. Mostly because you're very stealthy as well.
Surprisingly large number of creatures for so far north, Katya uses.
Tastes good.
Do they have eggs?
Oh yeah, the eggs are great.
Bird. Eggs good. Either prefer bird.
The eggs are actually one of the best gathering opportunities around here. I don't know if I noted that in the hunting gathering cheat sheet I put in, but it does specifically say, like, if you know a place to get eggs, then you can get 1d6 meals out of it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I like the gathering rules. They're pretty fun. Around here, it's poor to very poor, so it does take up to all day to gather enough food for the day. But there are better locations. There's hot springs in places.
So, a question, Luke. How often have we traveled over this particular mountain, or is this not a common climbing place for me?
This isn't a common climbing place for you. Your knowledge focuses more on these northern mountains over here.
Okay, so it's really weird, the location that I was told.
That I told you, or...
Yeah.
Oh,
where they were.
If you can remember where I told you that. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, actually that is more your region.
Yeah, I was about to say. Okay. So, but we don't I don't typically climb this particular mountain. This is just like avoid that thing.
Yeah, it's like notoriously difficult to climb. It's got sheer cliff faces and overhangs that can never be gotten over in certain places.
Is one of those black diamonds a mountain?
Black diamonds.
Those really, really steep mountains. Or, I'm not sure if I'm mixing.
Oh, in like a ski mountain.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
We
James is the
should have got
skier.
skis.
Yeah, ask James here
What are we asking, James?
about the diamonds for skiing. Black
Oh.
diamonds.
I mean, black diamonds are either like steep and groomed, or fairly steep and ungroomed. With some obstacles. Double blacks are just totally natural, like probably super steep, lots of unknown hazards.
But I like to think that this is kind of like K2 in the Himalayas, if you're aware of that at all. Otherwise, there's sections like it's a rock in America somewhere, a big one. Some free climber had a documentary about it last year.
Yeah, but I know what K2 is.
Oh,
I
in
think
a Star Trek film, Kirk climbs it and Spock's at the top, I think.
Oh, like Devil's Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not the right name, but it's something like that.
Yeah. I think
But
it's...
yes.
But yeah.
It's to be avoided unless you really have to get up there.
Really snowy. Seemingly always weathery as well. You know that it's notoriously bad. The weather around that mountain in particular can change at like a moment's notice.
I think what you were actually looking for, I posted a link in. So what we're actually looking at is probably something in the 4.5 grade.
If you're looking at realistic and official rock climbing grades.
Yeah, because we're not necessarily going up a rock on ropes yet. It's a hefty mountain climb.
Yeah, you've not got belayers and stuff.
Like,
But there's not much climbing to be done yet. There's a day of hiking up and then downhill and then back uphill and then making another camp before you start climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And it does take 2 days to climb if you climb well and the weather doesn't stop you at one of your camps.
Yeah, I think we're just I'm leading, and after we drop off the horses to go back, and we're just doing the terrible climb.
How
Well,
much of the stuff are we bringing?
yeah, it's time for that question. Dawn has risen, and Podbert and Osbert are eager to set off. What are you keeping with you?
Well, we've got a whole bunch of cured, keepable meat. I'd say that's a good thing to have with us.
I don't carry much. So all
Just
my
my guys.
gear.
Let me rephrase. How much of the food are we bringing?
How my given expertise, how many days up and then down do I think?
From
Weather
here,
permitting.
1,
From here.
2. It could be up to 7 days in good weather.
Up and down?
Mm-hmm.
So
All
14 days.
all the way back to this point.
We need at least 14 days.
I don't think we even necessarily brought that with us.
I know you've got everything in the group assets here with you.
Well, yeah, but 21 single meal rations.
And a cooking pot
Oh.
and a bunch of flour and peas and steak.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, it's gonna suck carrying this stuff, and I can't be the one carrying it because I have to be the one that gets up. But if other people can load it up,
Yes, I can haul some. I can actually haul quite a bit.
Like, taking the cooking pot and the peas alone,
Yeah.
along with a bit of the meat to add up to like 20 pounds, would probably add a week on to your journey if you ate that as stew every day and mixed it with rations.
Divided by 4.
And if someone else carried the flour as well and some more meat, then you could add like...
divided by 3, I gotta be as light as possible.
No. I'm 21 divided by 4 is what? 18. 3.
Make roll 20 tell you.
Oh, right. I am having brain fart because that math isn't working for me. Okay, so that's like 5 days worth of food for the whole crew on the meat rations.
Oh yeah,
How much of that?
that plus 0.25 on the meat that you've got is actually the bag's weight that it's in.
Ah, okay.
So you've got 30 pounds of frozen auroch steak. And you wanted to divide that between all of you.
The meal rations was what I was talking about. So we've got the meal rations. So that's 5. I think I said meat rations.
Yeah,
Which is where the confusion came from.
It'd be 5
So
each,
like,
and someone would have 6. Meal rations. It's a meal, and you need 3 of them a day to avoid HP loss. FP loss.
Oh, so we've got like 2 days worth of that.
You could have brought more. That is a definite option. This is just what I were willing to gear, kind of under the table sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 14 days worth of food. That's what.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt
Well-
we're gonna be able to hunt and gather up there.
There are options for hunting and gathering up there.
But it's best to whatever your thinking good weather time is, just double that. So if it's 7 days, we need 14.
Smart.
Katya has 21 meals of the dried rations on her pack as well. She has no intention of carrying that herself, though. That's the horses carry that.
Okay, so you have actually got 42 single meals, which is 14 days for one person. So one person could survive on all the rations. I think if you just bring the peas and, you know, the pot and the steak, you'd be good.
We'll be fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Along with all the rations, obviously.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I guess I'll take the pot. And I might as well just take the steak, because I'm getting weighed down pretty much no matter what.
And you can divide that up if you want. You don't have to take the full 30 pounds of steak.
Okay.
It's not like one 30-pound steak.
Okay.
Because I am
then I'll
actually-
take half of the steak in the cook pot.
Because
Okay.
I am currently balanced at like, if I take like another pound or 2, I will go up another weight increment.
Yeah, but Tara, the thing is, we all are gonna have to go up.
And to be fair, Tara, Actually, those single meal rations only weigh half a pound each, and you would eat 3 before you get to the mountain. Just a suggestion, though. But if everyone's ready with what they're going to eat, and you think you've got enough food, and you think you can cook it,
That is the hope.
then
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah, we can
at
split it
this
up.
point,
can take both one.
I take quite a burden because I'm taking a penalty no matter what. So I will take the 30 pounds of meat, and then you guys can divide whatever else.
Katya is willing to, begrudgingly and grumblingly willing to take 15 pounds of stuff.
So wait, did you just say you took 30 pounds, James?
Yeah, it keeps me. Shit. I need to take, like, someone else to take like 4 pounds of the meat.
Well, I can definitely take 4 pounds of meat.
And botch it.
Would anybody care to take? Really don't have to take anything, even if I have a.
I can actually take like 20 pounds, or like 15 pounds. 15.
Botch it can take another 11.
I can take another 11. Then yeah, I'll like to help.
I just dropped to medium encumbrance.
Yeah.
I'll take 11 of meat then.
But there's almost like a 30-point gap between light and medium.
Yep.
So you could take like 56 pounds of this stuff total. So yeah, I reckon you just empty out the peas and some of the flour into another bag, and
Yeah. We'll divide it up so if one of us dies, we're not starving.
Good call.
I'm editing the wrong sheet. Are you putting it into your sheets, or shall I just edit down what is in the group assets?
Probably worth editing the group X.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just marked what I had in my thing, mostly to keep the weight right. Armor's heavy, yo.
Yeah.
It is.
Are you taking the lantern or the lamp oil?
Yeah.
We really should.
Okay, sure.
And keeping the 20-gallon leather bag that the other stuff's in?
I think we're just going to have a miserable climb and we're bringing pretty much all of it.
That's probably true.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to say you bring it all of it, because at the max slowdown, it's still going to take a day to get across here.
Well, and I move pretty quick even still, like, my medium encumbrance is a move of 4.
Yeah.
Boschet's the slowest factor, but he's still managing 3. So yeah, you actually take a good portion of everything and head off. Let me make a GM check. Okay.
Do we need hiking checks?
I don't need them, but you can attempt them. I do need HT checks, please, at a +2 if you're wearing Arctic clothing and don't have any kind of temperature tolerances.
Mother crap.
Everyone start the day by losing 1 FP.
Did I reclaim my FP last night?
Yeah, you've started at full.
Wait, everybody loses an FP?
Everybody
Just,
who fails.
Oh. And this is an HT. What's the negative?
+2 with
Plus
Arctic
2.
clothing.
if you're wearing the Arctic clothing.
I am indeed.
What is the temperature, or roughly?
Roughly 3 degrees
Those supposed to-
Fahrenheit.
So one thing I forgot to take into account was my -1 to DX right now, so I am also moving at a 3.
I can move faster than this if I need to, but I'll keep pace with you, old man. Then, like, 10 minutes in, yes, I can move much faster than this if needed. Okay, looks like
But I'm a
most of you
tough
are
son
alright.
of a bitch, so, you know.
Yeah, gotta be. Your line of work. The morning passes uneventfully. I don't really need other HT checks at the minute.
Sure.
I think if I think I'll probably be taking like 3 a day, and then if you end the day with 3, then I'll make you roll one more time, and if you fail on that one, you also take the damage to HP as frostbite damage.
So we need 3 of these.
Throughout the day, but the morning passes as it gets to lunchtime. I don't need it just yet. Are you gonna pause to cook, or are you just gonna focus on rations at the minute?
I think rations. We'll cook for dinner.
Yeah, I think cook when we stop and just ration during the day to make the most ground.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Dinner, breakfast.
So that's -8 from 21, which is 14.
No,
Uh,
I don't know what the answer is, but it's
13.
an
It's
even from
13.
an odd. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 13. Lol. And 8 times 0.5 is 4. I can do mathematics. Watch me do the mathematics very quickly. Alright. So. Anyone want to do anything other than rest and eat at lunchtime?
I don't think so. I left my one-person tent behind at the camp,
Oh, okay.
by the way. So, Katya, you just have a guest the entire time.
It's a
And-
good point, actually. That I wasn't sure if
I might even
you might
yell,
need help carrying the tents.
I might
that
even
thing's
yell at
heavy.
these other two if they try to get in their own tent. I'll just be like, no, all in one tent.
I will
Well,
point
that would
out
not be proper.
that tents do have poles.
They do.
Something
Proper-
that I'd never really considered before this game. But yeah.
Proper stupid death, or proper stupid compared to death.
Make a fine point on that.
So yeah, there are tent poles to be carried right now. And Archie, it would probably suggested that you carry them. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
There I go, presuming again.
Like, any more weight, and I am going to be so far behind everybody.
Well, it doesn't really matter. You can move at 1 and make this journey in a day.
Which is good, because yeah,
You're all very weighed down. It is incredibly picturesque. Anyone with any drawing skills would be compelled to draw if they had the materials to do so. Give me vision checks, everyone, please. I'm looking for success by like 5+.
7.
There he goes. He sees it.
He does. There's steam rising. Etho and Catch, you see it? Even Archibald sees it. Wow.
Everyone sees it.
Wow.
Hey, it's gorgeous. We're all looking around.
Yeah. So, whoops. As you pause for lunch, just kind of as you're finishing up your rations, you're all glancing over towards, like, probably about where you think you're going to be stopping for the night. And you can see some kind of steam rising from a point that would suggest a hot spring.
What's that?
Hot spring.
Oh.
Dangerous?
Nice.
Correct.
Well, it sounds like it's warm, and I vote we go with warm.
Good place camp.
If the guide says it's so,
Mm-hmm.
let's go to the hot springs.
We're in that episode, I see.
I just ditched all my swimsuits. Sorry.
Yes. They're good for lots of reasons, not just for anime. They are like the Arctic equivalent of an oasis. There'll be trees and shrubs and probably creatures about, and bonus, you know, bon. Hot
Good,
spring
'cause
song.
I need to murder something. I need to murder something before midnight.
So it sounds like you kind of press on towards that thing, and
Yeah, sounds good.
Another HT check.
yes, please give me the HT checks.
That time I make it.
Is this still at the +2 or?
Yeah, it'll be at the +2. Everyone's
Archie's
looking
like
good.
fine. He just dislikes the cold.
And botch it.
Oh,
H
sorry, that was HT minus what?
HT
plus
+2. Yeah.
Oh, me.
Woo! You're not going to be getting frostbite today.
Awesome.
In fact, I'm not going to say daily, just like 3 in a row, and I'm going to make you roll for frostbite damage. Probably. Or maybe I'll just give you one after. I don't know. I'll see how mean I'm feeling at the time. But at the minute, no one's at risk. So, you press on for the hot spring. I don't know if a hiking roll's appropriate. I think I need a climbing roll from everyone, please. There is going to come a point before you reach that hot spring where you're going to have to do some actual climbing to avoid adding an entire extra day to your journey. Or you could avoid the hot spring and freeze your butts off.
Well, I go up there and then I'll get rope dangling for these fools. Up. I move up like a freaking cat.
How many pitons do you hammer in?
You know, enough to get them up there. We'll pull them
Okay.
out.
Yeah, well, you get a nice bit of a line going and get it set up. So it's pretty much just climbing a rope.
All right, well, up we go.
I'm not sure what kind of roll I'd need.
I mean, it's still a climbing check.
Yeah,
It's still climbing. It's just that there's insane bonuses.
penalties removed more, I think.
Yeah.
Breath. I don't know if there's bonuses for just like having to step up pitons.
Pitons?
Pitons.
Pitons?
Piton. Pitons.
All right, well, up we go.
Up you
Archie
go.
will start climbing up.
All right. For those of us who might need it, climbing is at a DX -5.
Do you not have climbing, bro?
Nope.
You will by end of today.
But
those things
Hey.
remove those penalties, though.
even the
Even default penalties. I wonder. I feel like they should. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
so just
Katya,
DX. So the climbing gear -2 in penalties.
So DX -1 instead of DX -5.
Why did you roll acting?
Katya is pretending to climb as she goes up. She's weird.
Yeah, Archie's having some trouble.
Mostly, she's a lot better at climbing than she's letting on.
It's all that goddamn weight.
Yeah, the weight doesn't help.
Would I be able to lend any help with my roll?
I don't think so.
Not particularly, no, but I don't think that's enough for you to fall and hurt yourself, Archie. Especially if you're tying ropes around yourself
That's a good point.
and you're attached to pittons. I think I'm supposed to roll for the pitton that you're attached to, actually. Oh, it twists a little bit in the rock above you. Roll me straight up DX, please, to like steady yourself. Yeah, okay. You almost slip off as you're climbing up. It's the slick, cold metal. But you manage to steady yourself and stop. And you do manage to get up there.
Pulling him out.
Yeah, just like kind of flop over, like, oh, made it.
Almost die. That was easy part. Raise eyebrow. Learn fast.
I'll like raise my mittened thumbs.
I'll ignore your obscene gesture.
And then so for the rest of the afternoon, it's kind of it's just straight up for you. What's your name? Sorry, Etho, and Katya if she wanted to, but for some reason she's pretended she can't and zigzagging instead, and like paving out a slight route for Archie and old man Botchet to just walk up behind her.
If he's actually having trouble pulling those out too, I might actually just climb down and grab them and climb back up.
Oh yeah, make me just one strength check, please, Archie, for now. Yeah, you managed to pull them all back out and pull them up after you.
Cool.
I don't know if I got that not tying from anyone at any point.
I don't have it.
Defaults to climbing, I think. Climbing.
Oh,
Stupid
183.
Looks like only DX -5. Wait, no, that's climbing. I need to look at not tying. Doi.
Oh, you said climbing.
He said default. He thinks not tying defaults to climbing.
Oh, climbing
Yes.
-4.
Correct. Climbing -4.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Supreme knots, they all get tugged out and they don't fall after being tugged. And the one that attached Botchet didn't slip out. Not Botchet. Archibald.
didn't? We lost a piton?
No, you didn't. You managed to steady
Oh.
yourself, and it was
Oh, okay.
securely tied to the rope.
Okay, so the piton stayed in the wall.
Mm-hmm. The piton did stay in the wall.
When we get to the top, I will gladly like shove my face in that water and just get the mineral soaked goodness.
Yep.
Ooh.
But yeah, in fact, you like start noticing that some of the snow's actually disappearing, and there is a fairly thick cloud layer developing.
It's a nice place.
And yeah, it even warms up a little bit, and you start sweating and need to take off like your hoods and such.
Oh. Oh. I'll go put my fingers in the water like, oh, that's...
And yeah, I think the water is... I've never actually been in a real hot spring, unfortunately.
Wow, that's a shame.
Yeah, but I think they're pretty warm, right?
Depending.
Yes.
I mean, I've been in some that were like warmer than you'd expect from glacial water to like, wow, that burned.
Wow.
Yeah, they're frequently too hot.
So yeah, it's very comfortable warm bath temperature at the minute.
Is it sulfur-y or is it like more mineral-y smell?
Minerally smell. It's not very sulfury
Okay.
at all. And there are lush trees gathering around it.
Yeah, there is the drinking and actually if it's that warm, I have soap. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to bathe.
Yep, I too
You
have
got
soap.
You
My
both have
people-
soap?
My people are an extremely clean people. I will just actually right there after I take a drink and everything like that, and like I'm just stripping.
There is actually separate like melt water forming a little
Oh, nice. I will drink that then.
yeah, it's like
And yes, cleanliness is godliness.
But yes, without any shame, just strip in front of all of you.
she's naked. It is that episode.
I guess so.
And get
Try to
in.
get
I haven't
embarrassed for the
bathed in
males.
days or weeks at this point. I'm quite attractive.
If anyone's so inclined.
I am a very beautiful at the +6/2
Really?
marker. Yeah.
Very cool.
Forget about that. That explains a lot, and it actually allows some of my past behaviour. I've not been as nasty to you as I could have, and there's a good reason for that. It's because you are hot.
I ain't got nothing that says I can't have sex.
Or gawk at the naked, gorgeous woman.
Yeah, she's a savage.
Terrible, but historically representative.
This is probably actually the first time you see my hair.
Is it super
Mhm.
long?
Yeah, it is wicked long. Tied back. Actually, no, it's not that long.
Oh,
It's,
okay, that's
short.
a shame. We could have
It's
had
like
it covering the bubbies and the naughty area.
No, it goes down to about my neck, but it is jet black and like yeah.
Cool. It's turned
But yeah,
into
I too
a
am down to bathe.
what's
And
that?
I am also very dark skinned. Or not very
shampoo
dark
brand.
skinned. Sorry, Luke, what?
What's that shampoo brand with the adverts that are like this? Garnier Fructus.
Yeah.
Sponsored
I
by.
was thinking Irish Spring.
We don't got that one.
And then I'm gonna look at them and go, "You all need bathe."
Budget will definitely take a bath, but in a different spring. One that is a little bit far away from the lady. You'll give them their privacy.
I have got a map
It-
of a hot spring. It's a different hot spring, and it's currently populated by giants, but I can change that.
Fair.
Yeah, but I will legitimately say, "You all need bath." I don't take my claws off, though. You do notice.
I need to check the almanac, but I think it is snowing a bit this evening as well. But obviously it doesn't settle properly around this hot spring. Because the
So is like, are we like in an enclosed area in the spring? Is it like a canyon or?
yeah,
Looks
so this map's actually upside
Oh, okay.
down from where it'd be. North is at the bottom, and you'd have approached up here, and it's surrounded on these are like maybe 2 meter high rock walls to the edge of it, and the rock in the middle is actually taller. It's about 4 meters high. It does get steeper at the back here, actually, yeah. So it's pretty much a canyon with the hot spring at the center.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We should all like enjoy this while we can.
Boys on one side, girls on the other.
That's stupid.
I
Old eyes.
But there is indeed a rock providing some cover and a lot of mist that obscures everything on the other side beyond like a vague silhouette.
All right, dibs on the waterfall.
She says that's stupid, but it's drastically avoiding all eye contact of the dude, or looking even somewhat near the boys.
I just realised that I've made the perfect setup for an Austin Powers scene. Old man Boschet and being watched
Oh,
by Katya through the mist and just the things that it looks like they're doing to each other when they're just bathing.
oh.
Yeah, like the moon.
those claws and all.
The moon would actually rise from that side as well, so they'd be backlit slightly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
They wouldn't actually because they're at the bottom of a canyon.
It's as it comes up steep, it just catches you, like just barely. I don't know. GM magic. It glitters in the waterfall.
Don't worry, I'm getting in. I just wanted some privacy.
And Catchy's got good eyes.
That's stupid. Come here, Soap.
I really hope something's about to attack us.
Yep.
Where'd it go? Stupid girl.
And I mean, she also strips down once she's not around the guys. She's much less
Mhm.
embarrassed.
Yeah, I'm sure you're plenty used to bathhouses with the girls when you were a
Mhm.
bit younger.
Absolutely.
They're probably only 2 years younger.
And hot springs are genuinely nice.
Yeah, I think you would have visited one before. Archie's probably not, though. This is probably first he's heard of hot springs.
Yeah, it doesn't tend to be a whole lot of volcanic activity in a desert.
Not usually, I don't think. But I'm not a geologist. Gotta stress that.
Yeah, but
Viewers, if you are a geologist and we are wrong, we actually would genuinely love to know.
Yeah, let us know. Let me know if there is a volcano anywhere in any desert. That'd be lovely. It's just...
China, I think.
I mean, South
China
America.
and India, I think there's some. Anyway, yeah. Soap gets cleaned and then tossed
Yep.
to Katya.
Katya is not afraid of soap.
So it seems like this is probably quite a good place to about end.
Yeah, I think so.
As you wind down, you'll be starting to climb the mountain proper in the morning. Like, pretty much beyond this point, it is mostly vertical. with short steps, sort of, and ledges, brief stints of barely walking up a 45-degree angle.
Sounds death-defying.
Yep. I hope no
Next
one
week.
dies. But it were requested, so how could I not? Everyone roll hearing, please, before the credits roll.
Way to go there, James.
What? No, this is gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a fight and everybody's gonna be naked.
I
When they
hear
attack, Old Man's gonna be-
everything.
Yeah, Etho. I should make a GM check for its stealth.
I think we should probably mark where we stripped and left our weapons and equipment.
That's a good idea.
Except for Etho.
The gloves are still on. The claws are still on. But where's the fauna? It's already open. Scroll up. Fill in time with the song. Where is it? Where? What the biz? Okay, there it is.
Finding the stuff for the roll-in from the GM.
GM
To be
roll.
fair, you don't actually have to tell us what it is. That could be the cliffhanger.
Exactly.
Here's something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty balls stealth roll. You hear a crack in the foliage, fallen branch up above to the north. And it sounds like a heavy foot breaking a branch to everyone who made it by more than one. And a low growl.
Awesome. Next week on
The Frozen Gods. I am Luke. I was the GM. With us today, we had Tara.
Hey, I'm Tara. I played Etho. I'm useful now.
You will be extremely useful, I think.
Yo, yeah, it's the just first few sessions. I'm just like, I sit outside the town and ignore everyone because I don't want to get like stabbed because I look different.
Now you are the reason we don't die.
Yes.
We had Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee. I play Katya, and I'm going to become less useful, which is awesome.
I don't know about that. Believe in yourself.
That's true. Obviously, I'm hiding things about the character.
Believe it. Nandatabayo. You can push through, Katya. We had Everoth.
Hello, I was Everoth, and as an old man, he's surviving the winter pretty well. He might make it this year.
Says the man climbing a mountain with a bag full of grenades. Again, if you've not seen Vertical Limit,
Glass grenades.
yeah, yeah. I've got to watch that film again now. Film, that is no film, but it's hilarious and it's a great part of my childhood. And we're digesting. Finally, last but not least, we had James.
Hey, I'm James. I played Archie, and in episodes like this, Archie's a little less useful.
I don't know about that. I definitely enjoyed all the interactions that you had and everyone had.
Oh, I didn't say not apart, just,
Less
in
useful.
episodes like this, I don't really actually achieve much generally.
I guarantee old man Boschit would have frozen to death in the night had it not been for you to cuddle him.
Okay, so that's great. I am useful as a guy who carries an extra 40 pounds of shit and cuddles the old man.
That's the unsung hero, That's the person who really did all the work.
Welcome to the role of a tank.
So,
Pretty much.
we're the Kobold Cafe. We have a website, thekoboldcafe.com. We're on Twitch and Twitter at Kobold Cafe. You can find us on YouTube by searching for the same. We do all sorts of stuff. We'll be back on Sunday with Final Fantasy : I have forgotten. Our opener, we're going to be reminded.
Scars of Gaia.
Scars of Gaia. Sick. Yep, hype for that. It's in Tabletop Simulator, not Roll20. And then Thursday for Star Trek, also in Tabletop Simulator.
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Star Wars. Yep, there's a difference, I've been told. And then, so yeah, tune in next week to watch a bunch of naked people get eaten by something that growls and snaps branches with a big heavy foot. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.